I would also ask that those of you who earlier may have had concerns over this issue, find it in your hearts to join hands with the Indo-American community, your fellow Americans, and grant their request for changing the street name for a portion again of Pershing Road to Mandir Drive. Let us strengthen our nation by appreciating our diversity and continuing to make our country the best, the strongest, the most open in the world. God bless America.
Thank you very much. Is there a third person who wishes to present? And by the way, just so people know, there's a timer going off. It's customary when the applicant presents at the beginning of the meeting that a little bit more flexibility is provided in terms of time, because usually they prepared a presentation and it would not be fair to cut them off. So, sir, please step forward.
Mayor Fowler, Vice Mayor, members of the council, I'd just like to reiterate what Annie had just said in the sense of the importance of...
So would you mind identifying yourself?
Okay, my name is Father John Copeland.
Thank you.
I'm a pretty much born and raised in the Bay Area, and I've had the opportunity to work often with a number of different ethnic groups as a priest, seminarian, excuse me, and before that. And I just want to stress, I think, the importance of recognizing the unity of all of the people together, but also the diversity, and to be able to recognize the gifts of the individual populations. So I would like you to strongly consider this proposal to on behalf of the Indian community here. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That was the third person. Are there any others at this point in time?
Honorable Pete McHugh.
Please identify yourself, although we know very well who you are.
Some of you do. Good evening, Mr. Mayor, Madam Vice Mayor, members of the City Council. I am Pete McHugh. I have the honor of representing Sunnyvale on the County Board of Supervisors, and I thank you for allowing me to speak on this item. Tonight, I would urge the City Council to rename the portion of Pershing Drive west of Fair Oaks as Mandir Drive, and retain the name of Pershing Drive for the portion east of Fair Oaks. I think given the break in continuity at Fair Oaks, such a change makes sense. It will allow the Sunnyvale City Council a wonderful opportunity to acknowledge the Indian community and their many contributions. Contributions to our economy, our health care, and our society. And at the same time, the Council will still honor the rich heritage of our neighbors of Persian descent. I see this as a win-win, and I think the reason that this county has been so successful is because of the diversity that we have here. And as was mentioned, it is the diversity that makes this country great and separates it from most other countries. So please consider my input. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Supervisor. Is there a final speaker for the opening presentation?
Good evening. My name is Atulya Sareen. I am a professor at Santa Clara University. I have worked with the Department of Justice, the IRS, and with many state courts in California and the rest of the country. I'm a resident of, a long-time resident of Sunnyvale, and most importantly, I'm the father of 2 children who were raised in this very rich and diverse community, and I'm very proud to be members of that. But most importantly, I'm a scientist, and what I can do best is answer Council members Pat's concerns about is this project meeting the criteria or not. If I may direct your attention to the slide, the first criteria is the number of businesses impacted. While I don't want to minimize the fact that there are some businesses which are impacted, but in the larger scheme of things, I think the impact is minimal. The second is compatibility with the existing street name system. As Mr. Bell correctly pointed out, it is, the Persian Drive currently loosely fits in the grand scheme of things, and then clearly Mandir Drive would not be compatible with the existing structure, and that is a point against this particular proposal. But I think the following point about appropriateness well outweighs that concern. That street has a handful of businesses which are quite supportive of the effort, and the largest possible users of that street are people who come to the community center and the temple for different functions and festivals and things which happen in the community center. So clearly, it is a important landmark, not only to members of the Sunnyvale community, but to members at large. And it's clearly very, very appropriate for the street to have that name. The recognition of community diversity, I think the report correctly again points out, it provides a very good opportunity for the city of Sunnyvale